Hi, Taurus. This is Isel, the Altruistic Mystic. I feel like I have, for some reason, not connected with you enough. Like there's been some very, I don't know, conflictual energies within the readings that I've given in regard to Taurus. And, you know, I feel like they're for somebody, but like overall, it just feels like the energy has just been really like specific for specific things, and they've been hard specific things. So I hope this channeled message gets you a different energy, just because this is a channeled message, and I want to go ahead and offer that to you. So let me get started with that for you for September of 2018. Okay, so I feel you're coming out of, you know what, I feel it's like there's an energy here where it's like you're having to evaluate what people have told you, people have promised you, certain communications that have kind of gone awry, maybe sour. Some of the communications are of a heartfelt nature, you know. I think some too are also apologies, but I think what's going on is that you may be dwelling upon what has not come about for you, what has not been proven true for you. And I think that that's important in regard to allowing that information to fall away a bit, you know, and just trusting the process. I think that by allowing certain situations with others to die, it's going to be important for you to allow that to happen. And when I say that, I don't mean like excommunicate somebody from your life, but like sometimes in communications, like we don't need to hold on so tightly, you know, to, I guess it's the outcome. It's not just the communication. It's like what I'm feeling is like a concern for the outcome, which makes sense, It's communication is, there's always an outcome with communication, but this is bigger. This is something that's bigger. And it's like, I feel like you are talking to somebody, or like there's some sort of communication where it's like they told you something and they delivered another thing, you know, and it doesn't have to be the end of the world, but also it's like, it's not what they had initially said. And so I think you're kind of reconciling that. I think that that type of communication is also, when that happens, I think it's very important that you just be genuine with them in how you feel. And if it's something that's been habitual, like talk to them about that, because when you do that for them, you communicate what it is that's bothering you, but also you also basically confront them into having to look at their shit. You know, they may be intentionally doing this, or they may have no clue, but either way, they have to look at the situation. So it's kind of like a dual working in regard to what is learned, the lessons that can potentially be gained here. So I think that that's kind of cool in regard to you being able to help them without necessarily maybe even knowing that you're helping them, but you are. What else for Taurus? Some of you may be going through a lot of heartbreak in regard to a family member. It could be a grandfather. Yeah. It could be a father or a grandfather. It's male. It's a male energy. It's like a hierarchy, though, and I don't think like work hierarchy. I mean, some of you could lose a boss, I don't know, but it feels like a family member. It's like a grandfather energy or something like that. Anyhow, though, God, Taurus, I'm sorry, here we go. I hope you get puppies and rainbows. Here comes death. So, anyways, let's just keep going. Yeah, you need to be at peace with this. You need to be at peace with this, because it's like there's been enough time. There's been enough time for you to kind of watch the progression within this situation. I think that that's okay. Like, some of you are going to be okay with it. Some of you are going to be internalizing a lot of this information. If this is a family member, if this is a grandfather, like, some of you are going to be really, really internalizing a lot of this and really hoping that you upheld something. It may be related to finance, or like maybe you want to make sure that you, like, if you're getting any type of inheritance, you know, you may really want to just stabilize this so it's not on shaky ground in any ways. Like, you don't want anybody else to have access in the say of that. There's something to do with like will as well. The will of somebody's will. And I feel like it goes in your favor, but I also feel like you want to, like, you know, make sure that everything, and not to say that you're like money grubbing, that's not it. It's just there's something sensitive here in regard to what is being offered, that it can't be separated in a poor way. It needs to be divided properly. And somehow you come into that. Somehow you are the one that also has to communicate how that's supposed to be done, because there's a reason why it's in your hands. There's a reason why you've been left here with this decision in regard to this will. This is for few people, just for few people, okay? That's for few people. I want to connect to greater Taurus. Okay, I'm being pushed to go to the next subject. I'm being... So, like, work energy. You know, if you are planning to redirect a project, if you're planning to redirect an idea that you've had in regard to something that you are... It's like you're spending a lot of time thinking about the inner workings, like the inner workings and how you could fine tune it to make it better. Also something about more sellable, like more relatable, more sellable, like how do I, it's like a level of connection, like as far as like marketing this project goes, the potential outcome of that, like being able to, you know, what are you truly offering the people? You know, and this doesn't have to just be like in a manufacturing, like if you work in like the yarn barn, like which direction are you sending the people to? Are you going to send them to the yarn that frays and just comes apart, or are you going to send them to yarn that's durable, yet really, really comfy and beautiful too? Maybe a little bit more expensive, but hey, you pay for quality. Like it's thought out. There's well thought energy here, and I think that that's really important, just because it creates a situation to actually become more, because those that you share this information with, as far as like projects or people, like there's something about like this moves forth in a positive direction. Like that information brings further information and ideas, and those are really, really welcome in this situation, just because it's like it's like a play, like it plays on itself, and it's for the better. It's for the better. The ideas just keep getting better and better, and it feels good. And like this also in a way stabilizes you. This actually causes you, like for some people, like, and this doesn't have to be a project, but it can be. It can also be how you operate within your job. What are you producing? Even if you're just selling stuff, like what is your output? You know, what is the information that you're sharing with people? Are you being of service? I guess there's a level here of being of service to a very deep degree.